19 years ago, a 20-year-old Lionel Messi knelt beside a plastic bathtub in the Camp Nou dressing room and bathed a 6-month-old baby for a charity photo. Yesterday, that baby stood across from him in a World Cup final and took the trophy from his hands. This is not a movie script. This actually happened. And the baby in that bathtub wasn't the only one. Dani Olmo, Pau Cubarsí, Fermín López. The kids who grew up in Messi's shadow at La Masia, the boys who watched his videos on repeat and copied touches nobody else on earth could do, they all walked onto the same pitch on Sunday night, and they ended the World Cup dream of the man who inspired them to play. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll understand why Messi losing this final might be the most beautiful ending football has ever written. September 2007. Barcelona's dressing room at the Camp Nou. A young photographer named Joan Montfort is setting up a simple charity shoot, a UNICEF calendar, organized with the Barcelona Foundation and the newspaper Sport. The idea is sweet and small: pair Barcelona players with babies from a local raffle. One of the families that won that raffle had emigrated from Gambia and settled in Mataró, just outside Barcelona. They brought their son, 6 months old. His name was Lamine Yamal. And the young player assigned to him, long hair, shy smile, barely 20 years old, not yet a Ballon d'Or to his name, was Lionel Messi. Messi lowered baby Lamine into a blue plastic tub, splashed the water, and smiled while the baby's mother laughed beside him. A few frames were taken. The calendar came out. And then the world forgot those photos existed, for nearly 2 decades. Nobody in that room could have known they were photographing the beginning and the future of football in a single frame. But here's what makes this story bigger than one photograph. Messi's Barcelona years produced a whole generation of these moments. Dani Olmo joined La Masia as a 9-year-old in 2007, the same year that photo was taken, and grew up in the academy watching Messi train across the fence, dreaming of the first team. Pau Cubarsí was literally born in 2007, the year Messi held baby Lamine, the year this whole story began, and he came through La Masia idolizing the number 10. And Fermín López arrived at La Masia as a small kid from Andalusia, one of thousands who joined the academy for a single reason, because a little Argentine had made Barcelona the most magical football club on the planet. Childhood pictures of these boys meeting Messi have flooded the internet this week. Little faces, huge smiles, standing next to their hero. Remember those faces? Because every one of them was on the pitch on Sunday, wearing the red of Spain. Fast forward through the years. Messi becomes Messi. 8 Ballon d'Ors. 4 Champions Leagues. Everything a footballer can win, won most of it twice. And then Qatar, 2022, the crowning night, lifting the World Cup at last, the picture-perfect ending to the greatest career the sport has known. Except the story wasn't finished. Because while Messi was conquering everything, the kids were rising behind him, almost as if he'd left the blueprint behind at La Masia on his way out. Lamine Yamal exploded out of the academy at 15, smashing the very records Messi once set as Barcelona's youngest, records everyone assumed would stand for 50 years. At 16, he won the Euros with Spain and was named the tournament's best young player. The comparisons stopped being comparisons and started being a lineage. Cubarsí became the teenage wall of Barcelona's defense, reading the game like a 30-year-old. Fermín scored in a European final. Olmo became Spain's magician between the lines, the quiet genius knitting it all together. For kids, one academy, one idol. And by the summer of 2026, fate had built something football had never seen before, the greatest player of all time, at 39 years old, dragging Argentina through one last tournament, one last time, all the way to a World Cup final, against a Spain side built on the very children who grew up worshipping him. The scriptwriters of this sport have no shame. And no equal. July 19, 2026. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Argentina vs Spain. The GOAT's farewell tour meets the future he helped create. And before kickoff, in the tunnel, the moment that broke the internet. Messi and Yamal. A handshake. An embrace. The baby from the bathtub, now eye to eye with the man who once held him. Then the whistle blew, and the kids showed no mercy. Spain suffocated the game. 845 passes to Argentina's 433. 20 shots to 2. Messi, the man who spent 2 decades making defenders panic, touched the ball just 15 times. Yamal touched it 26. Then Enzo Fernandez saw red late in normal time, and in the 106th minute, Ferran Torres slid Spain's dagger home. 1-0. Full time. Spain, champions of the world. And on the other side of the pitch, 39-year-old Lionel Messi stood completely still, staring at a World Cup that would never be his again. What happened next is the footage nobody will forget. Messi walking to collect his runners-up medal, with the golden trophy glowing just meters away, and tears streaming down his face. No anger. No complaints. No excuses. Just a man who had given this game absolutely everything, feeling it slip away one final time. Even his coach broke. Lionel Scaloni, the man who built Argentina around him, stood in front of the cameras afterwards and couldn't hold it together, saying the defeat hurt him in the soul. Across the pitch, even the Spanish players seemed to feel it, Yamal walking quietly through the celebrations, past fallen Argentine players, like a man who understood exactly whose dream had just ended. And then, the walk. Messi waved to the Argentina fans on his way to the tunnel. He stopped. He turned. He raised both hands to the crowd that had sung his name for 20 years, and held them there. Nothing official has been announced, no farewell speech, no statement. But everyone inside that stadium understood what they were watching. It looked like goodbye. The greatest career football has ever known, ending not with a trophy, but with tears, a wave, and a long, slow walk down the tunnel. And then, the moment this entire story was building towards. Lamine Yamal, gold medal around his neck, World Cup won at 19, went looking for Messi. The embrace between them said everything words couldn't. And afterwards, Yamal's words went around the world. He said the man who once held him as a baby was standing on the other side of the pitch, fighting for the same dream, that football has a beautiful way of bringing stories full circle. He said that when he looked at Messi after the final whistle, he didn't see an opponent, he saw the player who made millions of kids believe football could be art. He said this defeat would hurt him, because you don't carry your country again and again without feeling pain, but that even in defeat, Messi kept demanding the ball, kept creating, kept believing. That's what champions do. And then he said the line that made grown men cry, there will never be another Lionel Messi. Records can be broken. Trophies can be won. But inspiring an entire generation to fall in love with the game, only a few people in history will ever do that. So how do you measure Lionel Messi? You could count the trophies, but Sunday proved that's the wrong measurement. Because the deepest thing Messi ever built isn't in his cabinet. It's in the players who beat him. Yamal's fearlessness. Olmo's vision. Fermín's hunger. Cubarsí's calm. An entire world champion team carrying pieces of the player they grew up studying. The kids he once held didn't just take his trophy, they proved his influence is so enormous that it outgrew him. That's not a defeat. That's immortality. One day, another generation will replace Yamal's too. That's football. But the boy from Rosario who made the whole world fall in love with the ball, he doesn't need one more trophy to be eternal. He already lives inside every kid who ever tried to copy that left foot. And on Sunday night, in the cruelest, most beautiful way possible, his own creation came home to say thank you. So now I want to hear from you. What's the Messi moment you'll never forget, the goal, the pass, the night you became a believer? Drop it in the comments, because a story like this deserves a comment section full of memories. If this video moved you even a little, hit like and subscribe. This channel tells the stories behind the football every single week. The baby from the bathtub is a world champion. The man who bathed him is a legend walking into the sunset. And football has never written a better story. See you in the next one.